Sorry, guys.
Time defender, 2 minutes left in this game. How did you see this team come together to pull up the win in the last 30 seconds?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously not ideal, how it happened, but, it's just a sign for the teams, we let our guard down for a little bit, and, it's a great team over there, and, they got world-class players, so, they're never going to, stop going, and, it happened, then, big goal for us at the end.
But from beginning to end, this is what the playoffs is really all about.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, we're up 4-0, like, obviously, we got to do a better job of closing that game off, but, a win's a win, and we'll take that, we'll enjoy it, and then, move on tomorrow.
What will you learn, or what have you learned from this lesson that you can take into the next game?
Yeah, I mean, it happened, maybe not last year, but the year before, like, we had, 4-1 lead as well, and, they came back on us and ended up winning that game, so, no lead safe in the playoffs, they're, coming all the time, and, we just got to learn from that and, learn to defend it a little better.
Where were you when the winning goal was scored, and what did you feel?
Yeah, I mean, I was on the bench. I saw that play just developing. I saw Morsey with a great skate down there. A couple drop passes there, and a great shot by Phil. Just how he drew it up. So I was just on the bench. When that went in, it's a big sigh of relief for everybody, and a lot of cheers on the bench, and that's just a big time goal.
A lot of talk about longer than normal to open up the room tonight. What was being said afterward?
To be honest, I think it was just more media. I think it was just guys kind of just caught up in the media. We were just waiting for the stars to come in and all those guys come back in the room. But that game's just, it's a whirlwind. We're just talking about it and move on.
I want to talk about special teams coming into the series. You guys get the early power play goal, you get the 5-on-3 goal. How big was it for you guys to get those two on the man advantage?
Yeah, those power plays were definitely big for us, and being on the power play, that's what the coaches trust in you. Score big goals, and obviously do the job with the man advantage. So I think the guys did a great job of moving the puck around, shooting all the opportunities. Kev hit a post. Skinner made some great saves on the other 5-on-3 also. So there's a lot of chances there, and we felt good.
Where are you emotionally? I mean, that's a tough game to watch. What was it like to play it?
Yeah, it beats me. I'm still in shock about that whole game. Like, you're up. I said it, like, it's playoffs. Like, you're up 4-0, 4-1. Late goal there, so it was, gave them a little bit going into the third, and then they came out and kind of came back. We got one. Just lots of ups and downs. They tie. You're like, this is, you don't know what's going on almost, and it's glad that we came out to win. Enjoy it tonight, then get ready for the next one.
How difficult will it be for you to try to forget about this one because there's more hockey to play?
Yeah, right now it's obviously you want to think about it, but just play hockey. It comes at you fast. You're playing every other day, so as I said, we take a win as a win and move on.
Was there any feeling at all that you guys took the foot off the gas with the lead?
I mean, maybe a little bit, but as I said, they got some world-class players over there. So, when those guys get going, when they get a lot of puck touches, some space, you let McDavid get some open ice. Not good things happen for us, but it's play like you're never out of it.
You called it a great shot by Phil. How would you describe it, though?
Yeah.
What's your description?
It's a house league shot. It's like a little rainbow shot, kind of. I think I scored a couple of those way back. So, you take them how they come, and that was a big goal for us.
It's not a twisted wrister.
You can say it's a twisted wrister.
It's a roller coaster. I mean, started well. They didn't give them much. Obviously, they have good players. They came back, and most important thing is the win.
Are you exhausted after that?
Yeah, I mean, you go all in, like 110% everybody. Can be happy right now, but got to move on, rest up, and be ready for game 2.
And this is what the playoffs is really all about: expecting the unexpected.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we should have win it, close it out. But it's playoffs hockey. They have good players, like I said, and they don't give up either, So I'm very proud of our group that we respond again, and we didn't back down. So like I said, it's 1-0 right now, and enjoy it, but move on.
That's a heck of a way to win it.
It is, yeah.
How would you describe Phil's goal?
Yeah, obviously great outman rush. Like I said, we weren't back down. We stay on it. You know, they score 5-5. You know, so I mean, they just you know, made a statement again. Went there, nice pull up, nice pass, and you know, obviously nice goal. So.
Did you feel at all that you guys took the foot off the gas with the lead?
Not that much, you know. Obviously, they made some nice plays. You know, obviously you always want to keep pushing, but you know, yeah, we can learn from today, obviously. So hopefully that doesn't happen next time.
Kevin, we talked a lot about the power play coming in. You guys get that early goal, get the crowd into these, score 5-on-3. How big was it to get those 2 on the man event?
Watch game.
Obviously very important. Big time, you know. Yeah, big time goals for the power play, for the team to score those, to get momentum, and yeah, to get even more lead. So we just have to keep it up next game too.
Good lesson to learn to like this. It's never over till it's over in this league.
Exactly, especially against those guys. I think, you know, just keep pushing, keep play our game. When we played our game, I think they didn't have much, you know. So we just have to stay on top of it.
Kevin, big moment for Phil there, obviously. 2 goals tonight. He didn't score a whole lot during the season. What do you think this means for him to have a night and a moment like that?
A lot, you know. He did it, you know, all season long, even if you didn't see it on the score sheet. He showed up. He works so hard, so good sticks. It's so hard to play against him. He's fast, you know. He does all these little things, blocking shots, PK, and getting rewarded today like that is awesome to see. And you know, he deserves it, and I'm sure it will, you know, he will do it again.
Yeah, we've heard in the past that you want to play against the opposition's best players, like McDavid and Draisaitl, and you got that confidence from them tonight. I mean, how nice was it to just get that confidence and play against them consistently?
Yeah, it's very nice to have that confidence from him. Obviously, just do the job, you know, but obviously also get offense against them. He doesn't like playing defense, obviously. So make him stop and yeah, try to score against him.
Kevin, what did it mean to get that power play goal early, and then obviously you guys add another one? I mean, just to get it cranked up.
It was a great
right
timing, you know. Just get the first one, you know, out of the way. Get the crowds into it. Get the guys into it, the players, the team. You know, everybody was hyped up. It's always great to get the first goal, you know. So it was good.
You mentioned the crowd. How big of a factor did that play? Obviously, you guys are so good at home, and then in the playoffs, they were up the entire time.
Yeah, they were awesome today, like always, and we're gonna need them again, obviously. But we're a strong home. We feel comfortable here, and they make they push us, you know. So it's we appreciate it, and we want to win for them.
First one's for Phil. That game winner there. How would you describe that shot?
I got all of it. Great play, you know, from Morsey, but I think it might have hit Fogies. I don't know. Yeah, just a great play, great drive by him, and yeah, just we'll take that.
And to follow up, how would you describe that win, that game even?
A little bit scary, you know, ups and down, big time, up 4-0, and they come back. We know they have an offensive machine, but yeah, I mean, we have to learn from this and move on. But yeah, we'll take the win and yeah, move on.
Guys, for both of you, how your feel of if you ever felt that you took the foot off the gas in the game, or was it simply just a matter of the flow of it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we took the foot off the gas, but you know, that's a high offensive power team over there, and when you give them a sniff, they'll take it, and they certainly did. So, you know, obviously being up 4-0 or 4-1 going into the third period, we want to make sure that we lock it down and not make it too interesting like we did tonight.
Hi guys, can you guys comment on how you were able to keep the urgency, especially in that third period?
Yeah, like Kobe said, we didn't take the foot off the gas, really. They just came at us, and we didn't, I mean, they capitalized on every chance they had. They're a good team, and like I said, they're a machine offensively, and yeah, we have to limit those, though. We have to learn from this, and we have to make a little more video maybe tomorrow and rally back and move on again.
For both of you guys, in the last 3 series, you guys have taken the majority of minutes against McDavid and Draisaitl, but tonight you got a lot of support from Q. Was it nice to get a little bit of the pressure taken off you and to have a few shifts away from them with that support from Q?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're both pretty tired of chasing him around the rink, but I think just throughout the season, I thought we've shown that we have 3 really competitive lines, obviously that can handle any matchups, and Q did a great job, obviously, or the whole line, not just Q. So it's most definitely encouraging going forward.
Hey guys, thanks both of you for your time. For either of you, both of you, however you guys want to do it, how do you a win like this? I mean, are you exhausted? Are you exhilarated? Are you tired? Are you worried that they were able to come back? How do you process this? How do you feel right now?
A little bit shocking, I would say. Like a big up and a big down and up again. So that's playoff though. That's emotion, and it's hard to play a game like that mentally. But like I said, we have to learn from this, and it didn't feel like a loss, but it get us a little bit. So for us, we have to play even better next game, and we have to play a 60 minutes.
Kopi, earlier in the year, you referred to Fiala as a game breaker. Is that sort of what you were feeling at 5-2 when he scored that goal?
Yeah, I would have. I'm about 90% tonight, because if he would have iced that game on an empty net, it would have been 100%. But I mean, of course, we know what Kevin's all about. We try to put him in a position, obviously, especially on the power play, to shoot pucks and make plays that will make the difference in the game. And tonight certainly was. Not just tonight, but throughout this season, really. And we're obviously going to need him going forward.
Phil, how important was it for some of the younger players, whether it's Brant Clark, Helenius, whatever, those young kids, to just get that first game experience?
Huge for them. They played well too. They do their role, they move the puck, play hard. Yeah, it was. I'm sure they loved it too against Edmonton. Nothing is better than this. So, yeah, it was a great welcome for them in playoff.
Yeah, Ajay, Phil signed with you guys in 2022. I think it's safe to say that was the first sign that you guys were going to emerge from your rebuilding process. Can you talk about what Phil has meant to you guys over the last few years here playing with him, and for him to obviously have a huge moment in a big night like this?
Not too much.
Not too much. I mean, just. Phil's been obviously a great addition first and foremost, and a huge part of this team. He's playing A, huge minutes. B, he's playing on the power play. He's killing penalties. He's one of the best penalty killers in the league, in my opinion. And he does everything that the team asks him to. He's an ultimate team guy. And he, accepted the role, really. I mean, he knew why. I'm assuming why he signed here, and he saw the vision of the team at that particular state that we were in and going forward. And it took us a few years, but I think now obviously the bigger pieces are in place, and we got to keep on growing as a team, as a group, and just learn and make steps forward.
Final 3, Andrew, Austin, Zach.
Yeah, hi guys. Congrats on the win. This is for both of you. Wanted to ask you, we talked about the younger players making their playoff debut, but Kuzmenko at 29, his first playoff game, and he certainly looked loose out there. Just your impressions on his productivity, his creativity, what he did, especially early in the game, I guess.
Yeah, obviously a great debut for sure. I'm sure he was a little bit nervous, but then at the same time, I always say that the first game of the first round is probably the hardest game to play in. And now, I think the nerves settle a little bit. Obviously, having a good game like he did tonight and getting the win is huge. And he's been a really good addition for us right since he got here. So we're going to need him to play like that going forward and keep making plays and making sure that him and us as a line are responsible and keep being productive.
Andre, you've had a front row seat to Adrian Kempe's ability to elevate his game every year in the playoffs. Obviously a great regular season player, but it seems like he finds just that next level. How impressive has that been to watch over the last few seasons, and again tonight with 3 points? Yeah,
I mean, he's an unbelievable player. I think he's one of the most underrated players league-wide. He's huge for us during the regular season. He usually carries us in scoring and all of that, but when I guess come playoff time, he's got that little edge to him that he plays with, and it's it's very encouraging and also very contagious throughout the lineup.
Kopi, special teams, such a big storyline coming in here. To get that early power play goal, then to get the 5-on-3, how big was it to just kind of get that unit rolling early in the series?
Yeah, I mean, there's no secret that our power play numbers this year were not where we want them or needed them to be. But then at the same time, we're entering the time in the season where the timely goals are huge. So, getting the first one tonight and scoring, what was it, about 5 seconds into the 5-on-3, that's those are timely goals, and we're going to need that going forward.
Coach, you said during the season that you don't apologize for wins, but what's your take on the 12 minutes when you went from 5-2 up to 5-5?
We made a couple mistakes. They made a couple really good plays. Played pretty well up until that point, and they're going to make some good plays. We're going to make some mistakes. We didn't make that many. So we did in those moments, and they made good plays, took advantage.
Jim, as you look toward Game 2 tonight, joy, relief, worry, what does this win, what column does that fall into?
I would say just a good start. We didn't like exactly how it ended. We had a chance, or more than one chance, to put the puck in the empty net and end the game in a less dramatic fashion, which is really what we wanted. But it's hockey. We talked about this in the lead up to this game. That's why we all love it. You don't know exactly what's going to happen when you come to the hockey game or you tune in on TV, and that's why it's so exciting. You got guys out there playing passionately, and different things can happen. And tonight was one of those nights where, from an entertainment perspective, you just had to hold your breath and see how it was going to finish. So we played well. Bottom line, we played well, won the game. Doesn't really matter how at this point or in what fashion. And a few things we got to do better.
Jim, just a few months ago, you were talking about how part of your consideration for designing lines was keeping Kevin away from the opposition's best teams. And I know the confidence has grown there, but he got a lot of minutes against McDavid and Draisaitl. That seems like a next-level confidence in Game 1 of the playoffs. I mean, just where are you at with him and his ability to take on those matchups?
Yeah, well, I would say, we well-documented Kevin and I this year, but I would say over the last few weeks of the season, he really dialed into doing some of the things without the puck that allowed us to have the confidence to play him against those guys. And I talked to that line before the series started and said, you guys are going to play against him sometime. And they accepted the challenge, and I thought Kevin was really good with that. And I think he'll continue to be.
Jim, first of all, how much was home ice advantage an edge tonight for you? And second of all, 41, 0, and 4 when scoring 3 or more goals. You keep that going. But what does that mean? Again, now with the playoffs are starting, so it's a whole new year.
Yeah, well, listen, I mean, I don't know what it is. We've talked about it many times, the vibe in the building. It's a fun place to play, a great atmosphere, our fans. Whatever it is, the combination of all those things has turned out pretty well for us here at home. So I thought the building was electric right from the start. We scored early, which I thought really helped, allowed everybody to get into the game. And then, We forechecked them extremely well. I thought our forecheck, not necessarily the first period, second period was a forecheck for us. Put a lot of pressure on their defensemen. So that was a little bit more typical of our style of play. And the fans were behind us. I think they enjoyed the game.
Jim, it seemed like a weird time to challenge a play and a weird play to challenge all sort of at the same time there with the power play starting. Just what were you thinking during that extended delay when they challenged that call?
Well, you just never know how it's going to turn out. You know, some of the puck over the glass, the high stick we went through here with Matthews. These are really difficult calls to see which way is it. You know, they're really hard to tell. So sit back. There's nobody that gets a better look at it than they do in Toronto. So you just sit back. It's out of your hands. You just take whatever prepared for both. Either it's a 5-on-5 or it's a 5-on-3. And we didn't score. We had some good looks. I thought that was a pivotal moment. Had we got one there, also could have made it less dramatic. But credit to them, and we had to do it late.
Jim, Kevin talked about why Phil Danault deserved to get the game winner for the work he's put in all year, maybe without getting on the score sheet. How nice is it to see a guy who does put in some of that, maybe off the radar work, get rewarded in a big moment?
Yeah, well, I mean, Phil's not known as a goal scorer, but what he's done is turned his two-way game into a pretty consistent, I would say, a 20-goal scorer at this stage in his career. So this year he was snake-bitten like no other, and he had plenty of chances. So I think he finished with 8. But all of a sudden, 2, in the first game, that's all that matters for him going forward. So, you sacrifice as that type of a center. Sometimes you sacrifice some offense. You love to see a guy get rewarded for it in a big game like tonight.
You guys played pretty well, extra man, and then especially man down as well. How important is that man down when this is a team that has taken advantage of that in the past in the playoffs?
You're talking 5-on-4, not 6-on-5.
5-on-4.
They got 2 6-on-5.
5-on-4,
Yeah, 5-on-4. Again, listen, they have a good team. They have good players. There are going to be times when you break down and they just create something. We know that. So I thought we did a really good job. They still had a couple looks, that were really dangerous, and they're going to have those. But I liked it. We put more pressure on them than we have in years past. I think that was probably pretty clear. So tonight turned out well for us.
Jim over here. Just curious about your thoughts on the matchup situation with Connor. Did you like it? Seemed like you weren't chasing it too much. Quinton got some looks playing against him. What's your takeaway from that part of the game?
Well, at different times this year, I think we've talked about Kopi's matched up, Phil had matched up, Quinton had matched up. All those 3 centers at different times had good stretches of maybe 2 or 3 weeks of hard match at home. And I think now we're comfortable with whichever of those 3, particularly, gets Draisaitl or McDavid. Either of those 2.
Jim, it seemed like specifically in the first 40, maybe 50 minutes, the pressure you were generating off the back check was really stunting their forwards. How pleased were you with that? And was that a big focus going into this, making sure you consistently had that back pressure on them?
We've pretty much done that all year. I think if you talk to teams and you say, what's 1 or 2 things that LA does particularly well, I think they would point that out. Our back pressure, our forwards committed to coming back and just trying to, if you can strip the puck, that's one thing, but if not, just be there to support the D, give them more confidence to stand up and keep their gap. So I thought we did that really well, though. And I think, I'm not going to name names. We had a really good effort up and down the lineup that way. And it makes it easier for the D. And if you can help the D by just digging in a little harder, everybody's going to benefit.